success journey.
All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, all over the world. This is Eric F. King, and we are excited for another incredible day of Motivational Monday. We have here Leah Garcia and Annie Asong, and we have a great show lined up for you today. So you know what? Wherever you are, you want to focus in for the next hour or so to get this value. Also, you want to share this link with others so they can join you as well. We meet here every single Monday, same time, same place. All right. So today we are talking about people over profits, why relationships matter. All right. People over profits. In business, a lot of times we focus on profits, right? Every day is like, how much can I make? What am I doing to make more money? Right. And I always tell people, I say, look, money comes from people, right? So and people are always hesitant to give over money if they don't get the value they want. Right? So if you're just focused on the profits and the money, you'll live like everybody else and you won't have much money, right? But if you focus on the people, that's when the money rolls in. And we're going to talk about that today. And to start our conversation off is our good friend who is in California. All right, where it is 4:02 in the morning. So she is here early, folks, just for you, right? She's very successful at what she does. She is the dynasty builder. She helps people make money, invest money, basically all things money. If you want to learn about that, just go to her site, download her ebook. All right, so that's her specialty. Also, she is a third-degree black belt in martial arts. And why is that important? Because that shows that she has discipline, she has work ethic, she knows how to get things done, and she transfers those skills into her business, and that's why she has so many clients and she's helping so many people. All right. So to start our topic off today, let's send it out to California to hear from our good friend Leah Garcia. The floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Erica, King of Collaboration. Listen, I got to tell you, folks, it is Money Monday. It is our time to wake up. But you know what? This is never always easy. You guys think this is easy for me. It's not. Listen, that little man with the red tail was trying to talk to me. It's okay, Leah. Eric won't mind. You can sleep in. But then you know what? I said, no way. Get behind me. Because you know what? I am a champion. And I didn't show up here for me. I didn't show up here for Eric, although I love Eric. I showed up here for all of you to bring you value. So let us know that you're getting some value from this. I love this topic, profit over people. Listen, people over profit, right? So a lot of people get that twisted and they put the profit over the people. And I'm going to start with this. And I can't even work. So I'm going to tell you the majority of my clients started with me when they had nothing, when they just had a dream, they had a vision. We had a coffee chat. They wanted some, to know if this dream that they had was real. What could they do when they got the money? We got to be willing to invest in people before they actually have things. Now look at Eric. When I met him, he was nobody from nowhere living out of a paper bag. No, I'm just kidding. He was already successful. Okay? He did not need me, I promise you. But God has given me something, and I hope this doesn't sound like I'm being braggadocious, because I'm not. What I'm saying is I have this ability to see people for who they are going to become. And most of my clients, like I said, they've come to me when they had nothing. I just had somebody on my show that when I started with him, he had a vision of building a business. Now he just signed a huge contract. He's got over 30 full-time employees. Listen, this is big stuff here. We got to stop putting the profits over people. So I'm going to give you 3 golden nuggets. This is going to be fire. I'm going to go fast, but let me know how you are bringing value to you, because I didn't get up here at 2:30 in the morning for nothing. Listen, have you ever had someone treat you like a paycheck instead of a person? We all know how that feels. It feels icky. Do you know exactly what I'm talking about? The moment they realize that you're not going to buy something, they are gone. They are poof. They're gone faster than donuts in the free break room, right? And have you ever had someone check on you when there wasn't a dollar to be made? Now that's the person you'll never forget. Because here's what I've learned in 20 years of business: money follows relationships. Relationships do not follow the money. If you chase the dollar, people will run. But when you chase people, opportunities will chase you. This is today's lesson. People over profits, because profits can disappear, but markets change, businesses fail, technology evolves, but the right relationship can change your entire life. So here we go. Number 1, deposits before withdrawals. Let me ask you a question. Could you go into the bank and make a withdrawal before you ever made a deposit? No, I call it 9 hugs and 1 jab. You got to be willing to make the deposits first. You got to be willing to invest the time first. You got to be willing to pour into people first. The money comes after you build a relationship, after you have the conversation, after you have that no pitch coffee chat. Yet people today are walking into networking events and they're trying to make withdrawals. Buy from me, hire me, refer me, follow me, like me, share me, slow me. Like, listen, slow down, Turbo. You haven't even made a deposit yet. The greatest investment you'll ever make is making someone else feel seen. Learn about their children's names. Learn about their victories. Remember their birthdays. Pray for them. Talk to them. Take time to care for them and get to know them. Help them when there's nothing in it for you. That's called making a deposit. And then one day when life gets hard, those deposits are going to pay you exponentially. I call it compound pounding. Number 2, your reputation is your resume. Before you ever walk in the room, people don't remember your sales pitch. We practice all this sales pitch and we got to have the right pitch. No, they remember how you made them feel. How much time do you invest in getting to know them? Do you remember their name after they introduce themselves? How many of us introduce ourselves and then they say their name, and we don't even remember it? Your business card might get you in the door, but your character is what decides whether you're invited back. Number 3, the richest people build people. The richest people I know have huge, tremendous, valuable networks. In fact, my mentor, who's a billionaire, says, you know what? I'd give it all back and I can get it back tomorrow. You know why? Because of the relationships. We've all heard it. Time is money, but I respectfully disagree. Time is far more valuable than money. You can always make more money. You can never make another Monday. If you missed today, you missed it. It's already gone. You can't make another birthday because relationships create businesses, relationships create referrals, relationships create partnerships, relationships create dynasties. Stop collecting business cards and start collecting trust, because trust compounds into that compound pounding. You guys have heard me say it before, but it's absolutely true. That's when you start to gain interest on money you never invested, and you will start to cultivate and reap the harvest of the relationships that you never met. How many times do people open doors for you? That's how you know if you're bringing value. That's how you know when people open that door for you, they open a conversation from someone that you never met. So you know what? I challenge you this week to celebrate someone else's win. Send an encouragement. People over profits isn't just a philosophy, it is good ethics. It's called being a good person. It's our giddy, right? It's what we give back. It's the greatest strategy you'll ever learn. And I'm going to leave you with this. People may forget your presentation. They may forget your product. They may even forget your price, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. And that's it for my time. I'm excited to hear from the rest of our incredible speakers. Give me some love in the chats if you got some value from this. And with that, I hand it back to you, Mr. Eric.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. That was incredible. A great way to start the day. Thank you so much. I'm here taking notes. And wow, what a great way to start our conversation today. It's like everything I want to say, she already said it. But great minds think alike. Great minds think alike. Awesome. So good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, good evening. Definitely put a note in the chat. Just say hi. Natasha says good morning, right? From West Virginia. Coral said good morning, right? Wyman said good morning. So we want to hear from you in the chat. Say good morning. Tell us where you're zooming in from today. We have a great show lined up for you. We still have another speaker, and then we're going to answer your questions. So get your questions ready. Any question you have related to our topic, you can ask, okay, related to business, related to building relationships, whatever it is. And by the way, the people on this call right here, they're all experts at building relationships, right? If you look at their following, you'll see what I'm talking about, right? They do events, they work with people every day. So this is the time. Don't, if you have a question, don't just think about it. Ask the question. Welcome, Bella. I see Bella just joined us. All right, all right. So now we're going to go to our next speaker. And he hails all the way from London, England. And he has, as I always say, he has the accent to prove it. He has the accent to prove it. So now, this gentleman, he helps you become famous. Now, how would you like to become famous online for everybody to know your business, right? Many of you have incredible businesses. The only problem is there are not a lot of people that know about it, right? And this guy, he can help you with that, to get people to see it, to get eyeballs on your business, also to help you write a book, which gives you authority, which gives you more eyeballs on your business. All right. So without further ado, Annie Asong, the floor is yours.
Ooh, you can hear me. Yeah, okay, you can hear me. All right, because there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to hear me. Everything should be working just fine. Now I got a new microphone. Okay, so let's try again. Let's try again. Let's try. Look, my friends, I say, when in the age of relationship marketing, the days of saying to people, go to my website, click the link, go to my website. They're going literally. They're going. So now it is purely who we know, who we talk to, and who we connect with that really moves our business forward. So I can say to you now, I would not be here but for the friends I've made, but for the relationships I've built. And as Queen Leah says, now the people that you get to build relationships with, they go a long way, right? They're literally they're the friends that are going to give us mental calmness. Whether you want to call it happiness, but my friends give me that calm to know that I'm doing the right things and I've got somewhere, I've got people to talk to, people to go to if I need help. Of course, I learn from my friends as well, right? That's where the one thing I would say that's a bit that maybe hopefully adds to the conversation is the fact that in business we tend to want to focus on those business relationships. Rightly so. We have to love our customers. No, I don't say the word love lightly. It's saying we have to genuinely care about our customers in a way that they can see we care about them. So that's saying it's not. People won't care about you until they see how much you care. So it has to work both ways. And our customers, the ones who are putting their hands in their pockets, the ones who are working hard for the dollar, for the pound, and then they're the ones who are handing that over to us for our expertise. I think that every day, I say I'm thankful, and I'm openly thankful for the people who get to trust me and people I get to serve. I think that's a big part of business, right? But there has been relationships more than business. This is something I learned. In the early days, I was always, it was just work, 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 work. What about your personal life? What about your family? So those probably the most important relationships that we need to truly nurture. So I've got 3 kids. I watched the first 2 grow up while I was working, and that was just that was my mistake. Before I knew it, they were 16. They were gone, right? They were grown up. Then we had a third one. So I made sure I do more with my my youngest, pretty much every day. So making time. I think one with my relationships, it's easy to think, okay, yes, I know you, I've met you, we've spoken, but in reality, it is investment we're making in the relationship, the time we put into it. You know, like what do friends do together? You know, we spend time, we laugh, we share the pain. You know, we share ideas. You know, we share strategies. It's all those things, but all of that counts for nothing if, as happens so often, you work all day in business. You might even build a successful business, and then you turn around one day, your family's gone. Now, nurture your personal relationships. Now, your pets matter. You know, your kids matter. Now, your partner certainly matters. I said, like, this is where many of us make the mistake. You know, but maybe I'll say in all our relationships, I would say, look, you know, we need to bring our best selves. You know, there's a nice side of us. So we bring that nice side, the understanding one, the one that wants to help people, not the one that wants to argue and fight about everything. You know, truly bring your best self. You know, don't be emotionally reactive. You know, Stanley Green calls it impulse control. You know, learn to control your impulses. And look, the only way through life, my friends, is win-win. You win, I win. Now, when we can bring that to all our relationships, we can. I don't think we can lose. Eric, I'll let you share with us what you've learned from all your expertise and your sales days for sure as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much. But thank you for what you shared because that was powerful. And it's always a pleasure having you on this call because you give us so much wisdom from your background as well. And today, like I said, we're gonna keep going talking about relationship building. Now, I know there are a lot of people on LinkedIn and YouTube, so we want to hear from you. So definitely put it in the chat. Let us know where you are zooming in from today. Just say hi so we can see who you are. All right. And if you have a question, you can put it in the chat. Just start with the name with the word question and then put it in the chat. All right. So we're talking about building relationships. Now, do you know that in order for people to buy from you or to maybe invite you to their podcast or their stage or whatever it is, they have to know, like, and trust you. Know, like, and trust you. That is why the people that don't build relationships, the people that just poach, right? They just go around looking for one person to buy, right? Like, oh, I got one. Yeah, let me sell him. And then I got another one, right? People like that don't usually last in business because they never have enough business, right? Because they're just looking for one person here, one person there. But the people that build relationships over time end up accumulating contacts, right? They end up accumulating friendships. And those are the people that become massively successful. Massively successful. Okay. So you have to realize that trust is earned over time. Right. So it's not just like someone will see you and say, oh, you have a great product. I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna spend. No, that's not usually they have to see you more than once. Usually they have to see you online, then maybe they see your book or your ebook, or then maybe you send them an email. Like they have to see you multiple times because nowadays everything's about trust. It's about, do I trust this person? Right? Do I trust this person? And remember that your reputation always precedes you, right? Your reputation always precedes you. I'm going to tell you a little story. So about in 2020, wait, 2001, it's about 25 years ago. I lived in Atlanta, Georgia, and I was doing business with a guy named Michael. I won't tell you his last name, but it's Michael in Atlanta, Georgia. Okay. So we are building this business. We're doing well, making money. And Michael had a friend named Larry, okay, who was doing a similar business, right? He was named Larry. He was doing a similar business. And we all knew each other. So, since then, obviously, I don't do that business anymore. I became a sales coach, right? And then I started building studiospeaking.com where I help people, speak on stages, right? So that's like 20 something years later. I start studiospeaking.com and I don't have a website. I don't have any testimonials, nothing, right? Because I'm just starting. So I talked to a lady online. Her name is Kenyatta. I talked to this lady about speaking on my stage. And she said, everything sounds good. There are no testimonials, so I don't know if it'll really work, but let me get back to you. So then a few days later, she gets back to me and she says, okay, Eric, I'm ready to go. Let's do it. So she paid me And she was my first person to sign up. She said, I'm going to speak on your stage. So then, I ended up getting three other ladies joined as well. So we had our first event with four women spoke on our stage. And while we were there, we were all having dinner. And she asked me, she said, do you know why I had to call you back that day when you talked to me? I said, no. She said, because I wanted to vet you. I wanted to see if you are real. I said, so how would you be able to do that? Because this is a new business. She said, I called my friend Larry in Atlanta that I've known for years. And he said he didn't know you very well. So he called Michael. And Michael said that you are a legit guy, that you would never rip anybody off, that you loved helping people. And I said, really? He said, yeah. Now, by the way, I haven't spoken to Michael in 20 years, right? And she said, that's why I said, I'm going to invest in this. So she signed up and she was my first speaker. In fact, if you go to my LinkedIn site, at my LinkedIn profile, and go under my background, you'll see that under studiospeaking.com, I put a picture of her because she was my first speaker, right? So you go down there, you'll see a picture of her. She's not on the banner. I think that's someone else. But if you go to the profile where it says like your resume, it's a picture of her because she was the first person that spoke on the stage, right? Now, it gets better. It gets better. So now I go to an event in Colorado, okay? National Speakers Association, and I have a booth there. And in the booth, I have a large picture of Kenyatta, because that was my only picture at the time, right? Kenyatta. And a lady walks up and says, oh, I know her. I said, what do you mean? I know Kenyatta. Like we go way back. I know her from Arizona. I said, really? So we talk about her speaking on the stage. She said, I'll get back to you. She calls a week later and says, I want to be on your stage. And she signs up. Guess what? She called Kenyatta to see if I was real. And it happened again. Right? And she speaks about self-care. I don't know if she wants me to tell her and say her names. I won't say it, but she speaks about self-care. So I'm like, wow, this is unbelievable. Something I did 20 years, started out my business now, and then it kept going because of my reputation. And now we have 41 testimonials on our page. 41, right? So I just want to share that with you because I think it's important to know, again, that relationships are huge, right? What if, I didn't have a great relationship with Michael, or I ripped him off, or I didn't do what I said I would do, then he would tell her, then she wouldn't sign up. Like, you know what I mean? So you want your reputation always precedes you. Always do what you say you're going to do. Okay, always do what you say you're going to do. All right. So now let me just tell you a few benefits real quickly of building a reputation and building know, like, and trust. But first, let me just say this, and I say this in my sales coaching: when you meet with somebody in a sales call is where you're talking about your offer, you're finding out what they want, what they're looking for, you're talking about your offer, and then you're persuading them to get what you have because it's going to help them. That's a sales call. Now, if you're on a sales call and at the conclusion of the sales call, the person you're talking to says, I'm not interested, or it's not for me. If your demeanor changes and you go from, hi, this is a great product, to, okay, fine, well, I'll talk to you later, and you hang up. If your demeanor changes, in other words, you get mad or upset, that means you had no intention of building a relationship. You just wanted to make money. So that's why I say, if you're smiling throughout your sales call, smile when they say no. Don't frown, smile, and just say, oh, no problem at all. You can find out why they said no, but even if they say no, you're still friends. I'll tell you another story real quick. A lady that spoke on my stage, I won't say her name because I don't know if she wants me to say it, but when I met with her about speaking on my stage, she said no. She said, I don't know if it's a fit for me, blah, blah. She basically said no. I said, okay, no problem. If anything changed, let me know. She texted me that night and met me the next day and signed up. So I asked her, Why didn't you sign up the day before? She said, I was just testing you, Eric. I want to see how you would respond if I said no. Or I want to see if you're going to try to push me into it, like, and you passed the test and I'm in. She said, "Yeah, I passed the test." You see that? And guess what? She's speaking again. She's actually she spoke on my stage. She's paid me to speak again. And when she does, then I'll reveal her name because then I'll ask permission. You see what I mean? So I just wanted to throw that in. So real quick, if you build that relationship, number one, you're going to get repeat business, like I got with her, repeat business. Number two, you're going to get referral business, like I got with Kenyatta, referral business, right? Yeah, and it builds your reputation. And repeat business and referral business is huge because then you don't have to wait on the next sale. That you have other people that are sending you business, right? And that's crucial. So I want to share that with you, and I hope that helps you and blesses somebody in here today to realize that it's all about relationships. It's not just trying to make a sale here and a sale there. You build relationships, the money will flow. Okay. All right. So let's go to some questions. Before we do that, I'm going to ask Leah real quickly and Annie to share what they do. I said it briefly, but I want you to hear from them. Share what you do, how you help people. If you have anything going on right now, share it with everybody, and then we'll get to the questions. Go ahead.
Thank you so much, Eric. Yes, I'm the dynasty builder, and I truly believe every single one of you to a person are here because you're the one in your family that's supposed to change your last name forever. So that's what I mean when I talk about a dynasty. Maybe you want to be the first person in your family to get out of debt. Maybe it means you're the first person in your family to buy a home. Maybe it means you're the first person in your family to truly retire debt-free, right? And financially independent. I don't know what that means for you, but I would love to enjoy a coffee chat with you and learn your vision. I'm going to help you properly protect, distribute, and transfer your wealth. And I host weekly Wealthy Wednesday every single Wednesday. And I've had Eric on, I've had Annie Godfather on, I've had even Miss Coral has been on. Oh my gosh, we had a great time. If you're looking for a littler stage before you get to Eric's big stage, I'd love to chat with you. Please download my free ebook. I just dropped the Magic Maverick and the Treasure Map, which is a really great story that I created with my precious grandson. It's really more of like a parable. And Annie, Godfather, what do you do and how can people reach you?
Yeah, I'm living the good life. I'm living the good life these days. I get to do what I do best and what I really enjoy doing, which is helping people to work out their books and then to write the books, finish the books, publish the books, and then sell the books. So now my world these days is, it's full of authors and moving authors from beginning to end of the journey. Of course, there's more that we can do for authors at either end. But essentially, if you've got plans to write a book, don't know where to start, let's talk. If you've got a book that's not selling, sitting on Amazon or bookstores doing nothing, or even worse on your computer, let's talk. And if you've got a book that's out there doing that no one's looking at, again, let's examine how we can get your book in more people's hands. That's what I do.
Awesome. Thank you so much to both of you. Appreciate that. Let me just throw this in real quick. There are several people out there that help people write books. So Annie is not the only person. There are people actually that help people write books. The reason why I endorse him though is because he actually cares about people. Like he wants you to succeed, right? There are people that will accept your money, put you up there, right? Help you write the book. But they don't really have the genuine love, like he says, to help people go from where they are to where they want to be. And I know Annie, I've known him for years, right? That's why I endorse him as the person to help you write your book, right? As the person to help you write your book. Again, it's not just about finding anybody. You want to find the right person, and he is the right person, right? There are people, and the great thing about what he does, he can help you from it doesn't matter where you are. You can be in the United States. He'll help you get your book on Amazon and sell it. You can be anywhere in the world and use his services. All right. So I want to share that. And then also, let me say something about Leah. So Leah, what Leah does, again, she's not the only one that does it. There are other people, right? So I'm not going to say, well, she's the only one in the world that does it. No, there are actually a lot of people that do what she does, but there's nobody that does it like she does. Right. There's nobody that does it like she does. Right. She's compassionate. She will help you. You see, what she's helping you do is not just helping you, it's helping your family, it's helping your generations to come. And when you're dealing with family and generations, you want someone you can trust. Right. She is a trustworthy person, someone I've known for years. Okay. So I endorse her. All right. So I want to start with that. I just want to start with, because we talk about relationships. You want to build a relationship with someone that's going to help you write a book or get on LinkedIn, and he's the guy. You want to build a relationship with someone that's going to help you and your family build financial legacy, right? That will outlive you. Leah is the person. She's the one. All right. All right. So let me just share real quick what I do. Yes, likewise. Let me just share what I do real quick. So I am the founder of studiospeaking.com. Many of you already know studiospeaking.com. And it is a platform. It is a live event where speakers, coaches, and authors are able to share their expertise and monetize their message. And we do it through so many things, right? So we present you at a live event. We give you the video reels for your social media. We do a photo shoot. There's a lot of things, and you're hanging out with everybody, like breaking bread and joining the community. There's a lot of things we do. What I recommend, if you want to learn more, go to studiospeaking.com. If Carl, if you can put that in the chat, studiospeaking.com. We just created a 4-minute video that'll tell you all about it. Okay. And if you have an interest in speaking on our stage, just click on that link and I'll be glad to meet with you. Okay. So that's one thing we do. We help the people that come on the stage. We also help people that want to watch the events. One of the ways to watch the events is to download my free ebook, because when you download my free ebook, you get the information, but then I'm able to get your email and I send you updates on what we're doing. Okay. So I wrote an ebook that helps business owners. You don't even have to be a speaker or coach. It just helps business owners. It gives you 100 ways to promote your business. 100 ways. If you want it, grab it. It's Success with Eric /100, and we'll put that in the chat as well. Success with Eric. Eric is ERIC. Success with Eric /100. So this is the number 100. Okay. And you will get 100 ways. It took me about 4 months to come to think about everything that I needed to put into that ebook. Okay. I should charge for it, but for now it's free. All right. Successwitheric.com /100. So that's what I want to share. So let's get into the questions. Laverne, I see you. Welcome to the call. Welcome to the call, Laverne. Our good friend Laverne Oliver is here. All right, so let's see. Let's go to some questions here. And by the way, if you're on YouTube, you can as well put your comments in, right? If you're on YouTube, put in your comments, put in your questions, okay? All right, so the first question we are going to go to is by Coral. She said, in your opinion, what qualities make someone a reliable and trustworthy person to work with? That's a great question. What qualities make someone a reliable and trustworthy person to work with? All right, we're going to start with Queen Leah and then Mr. Ennie.
Fantastic question, Carl. I think there are many qualities. I would say consistency. If we showed up here once in a while, if I showed up here every other Monday, whenever I felt like it, probably wouldn't be developing that trust. Like, that's really important. And that's really the thing that differentiates people. Anybody can show up once in a while. Anybody can show up every third Thursday when the sun is shining, right? But a champion shows up no matter what. A dripping faucet can break through concrete. But how does that happen? Day after day after day. What are your words of wisdom, Godfather, from this amazing question? Oh, did he freeze?
No, I'm unmuting and not unmuting at the same time, right? Look, it's a hard one. There's so many different things, as you say, Queen Leah. For me, someone has to be passionate about the project we're working on. Now you have to, when we say you have to care, you really have to care. Yes, it's something that you want to do, that we both want to do, and that means we want to do it to the best of our ability. So we'll bring all ourselves. There's nothing worse that I can think of, especially in collaboration or partnerships, where someone is carrying the load, for everyone. I think we have to bring ourselves and and be keen to see the difference they're going to make to people's lives. That's probably the biggest point, right? We have to care about the results, and we have to care about the process to get there. We have to play our part, and do whatever it takes to get to delight the customer at the end of this process or this activity that we're trying to do together.
Absolutely, absolutely. Great answer. And I agree with both speakers today. Consistency is key. I'll tell you one thing. I remember a lady that I was speaking with that wanted to speak on my stage. She said that she needs to talk to her husband, right? Because her husband's very skeptical of everybody. I said, that's fine. So then she called me back the next day and said, yeah, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to speak on your stage. I said, okay, so what did you tell your husband? She said, actually, I didn't tell him anything. He went on your social media and he scrolled through your last 3 years. I said, what? He said, yeah. He scrolled through your last 3 years and he noticed that every speaker that's on your testimonials was on a flyer before the event. He noticed that you had videos and pictures of them on the stage behind the scenes. He noticed you had picture videos of them getting picked up from the airport. He noticed that everything you said was actually true. Then he went on their website, their social media, and saw the videos from the event and saw the comments and said, this guy is legit. I'm like, wow. And when you do social media, you don't think that someone's going to check through your last 3 years of posts, right? So yeah, so consistency is key. He noticed I didn't skip a month. I didn't skip a year, right? I'm always doing this. So I'm not going away. So that's what I would say. I would say consistency. All right. Thank you so much. All right. Let's see. Okay, here's one. All right. So Coral says, from your perspective, how does trust strengthen your professional relationship? How does trust specifically strengthen your professional relationship?
I would say that's a great question. And I would say trust isn't almost everything, it really is everything. There are so many people that are going to be selling your same product, doing your same thing, but it's a relationship that you built with them that builds that trust. And the only way, it's not a microwave thing, it's something that you have to do over time. And you got to be willing to give those 9 hugs and 1 jab. And what I mean by that is you got to be willing to invest in people, connect them with others, bring them value before they ever write a check. How can you bring people value before they ever do that commerce with you, right? What are the things that you can do with them? I think trust is everything. What do you say, Godfather?
I mean, no, so without trust, I can't imagine the state I will feel when it comes to anyone, really. I think we have to truly have faith in each other. That's what trust comes down to, right? When it comes down to the fact that I can relax knowing you do your bit, I'll do my bit. I can't imagine anything worse than trying to second guess. What's that person thinking? Oh, do they like it? Are they gonna pull out? Are they gonna let me down? I say, but we have to have that this implicit peace of mind that we're in this together. You're gonna do what you're gonna do the right thing. I'm gonna do the right thing, and the customer's gonna get what we promise them. So that is the only way I can think that a business can, that any relationship can work. So that's personal or business, and so it all comes down to trust. I say some of our best friendships are the people that we don't see for a very long time. You don't see them for months and months, but it doesn't change at all. As soon as you reconnect, you're back to exactly where you were. Rather than thinking, oh, have they changed their mind? I'm focusing on something else. Something else moved them. I just can't imagine having trust because that's just not a way to work. That's more anguish. Eric, as our sales guru, talk to us, my friend. Talk to us.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Great points for both of you. Yes. So trust is so important. And the way you get people to trust you is by doing what you say you're going to do, right? When you do what you say you're going to do, that's when you get, like, for instance, a lot of testimonials, right? Because you do what you say you're going to do. And when people know that, then they trust you. Because you know that most people don't actually do what they say they're going to do. You know that? You know that people will book a call with you and won't show up and won't call and won't text you back to tell you why they didn't show up? Do you know that? A lot of people do that. A lot of people do that. Do you know that people will take your money and say they're going to provide you with a service, and they won't provide you with that service? Do you know that? Right? So and because there are so many of those people out there, you can't trust somebody. So you literally need evidence that what they say they're going to do will happen, right? You literally need evidence. Again, being consistent and showing up the way you say you're going to show up really helps, definitely, to build trust. All right. So let's see. I think Laverne had a question. Let me see. Somebody had a question here. Natasha had a question. Okay, there we go. Natasha had a question. All right. So Natasha says, what are some ways that you nurture professional relationships? Okay, ways to nurture relationships. Go ahead.
Great question, Natasha. And this is one of the reasons why I do no pitch coffee chats. People think that I'm constantly looking for clients, I'm constantly looking for business, I'm constantly looking for speakers. But honestly, I'm constantly looking at who I can refer that's in my network. So when I do these no pitch coffee chats, I'm looking to who can I refer them to that I know. I love giving referrals. And that is really one way you can truly build and nurture those relationships. How much value did you bring to others? Are you just always there all the time being a taker, right? I say that givers gain. And that's what I mean, is that we got to pour into each other. So what do you say, Godfather? This is a great question here we have by Natasha.
It's an excellent question. Excellent question in the sense that we have to nurture those relationships. We could say it's easy to start relationships and then just let them just unfold or just die away quietly, right? And I think we have to work at them. That's what nurture means. And the way to work on the relationship for me, it comes with that overriding interest to know who you are, what you do. And that's the reason I want to meet with you. That's the reason I want to get to know who you are. And partly for the reason you say, Quinley, I said, I can't refer you if I don't know what you do, how you help, who you help, right? So it all starts there. But essentially, like any good relationship, we spend time on that. We spend time together, right? Whether it's time at events, whether it's time at meetings, or time, on Zoom meetings, or even time doing things together. See, I tell you the one trick that I use at best of times with my friends. See, I'm always keen for us to do something together. What can we do together, right? And often that's me taking the first move, the first step. What can I do to help us to help the people that we want to help? Is the question I'm asking myself, right? You call it givers gain, Queen. Yeah, I agree with you. Be the first one to do. Don't be waiting for other people to do for you. You take the lead. And then people will do for you once they see that you care about helping them. That's what I say. And of course, look, my friend, be honest with each other. That's probably another big one. Let's be honest with each other. If we're not honest with each other, there's more risks that relationships would just die. Eric, you've done this long enough, my friend. Share with us.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, ways to nurture professional relationships. One of the things is, aside from being consistent, you want to help people to get benefits elsewhere. Like, for instance, introduce people to one another, right? Say, hey, let me introduce you to so and so. This person can probably help you, or you guys can probably work together. I've had that situation many times in my life where I go online. I love this. I go online and I see two people collaborating, and I introduce those two people together. I love that, right? I love that. So someone called me once. Well, this is actually a funny story. And she said, I have something to talk to you about. It's very important. I said, okay, what is it? She said, one of the guys that spoke on your stage, he has a podcast, and he's stealing your people. He had like 10 of your people on his podcast. And I started laughing. And I said, is it Shay? Because a guy named Shay Brown, he spoke on my stage. He said, yeah, he's had like 10 people from your event on his podcast. So I said, that's a good thing. He's not stealing my people. I don't own people. Slavery is over. I don't own people. And they're not my people. And the thing is, I said, I love the fact that he's able to connect with 10 people that have spoken on my stage, because now those are more relationships being built, and they can create relationships and build even more relationships. That's what it's all about. So think about this. Shay Brown, not only did he benefit from speaking on my stage, but he benefited from meeting other people that speak on his stage. Now, do you think he trusts me? Do you think he likes and trusts me? Absolutely. That's how I've nurtured that relationship, right? So to answer your question, introducing people to others, giving them, and helping build their network, that's gold. Helping them build their network, because like they say, your network is your net worth, right? It really is. And the more you're able to build it, the more you're able to help other people, the more you're able to build your network. All right. Okay. Let's see. Did you want to say something, Annie? Thank you.
Good. I'm good.
Go ahead.
I've got an AI camera that does stuff, so I'm talking to it.
Okay, no problem. AI, yeah, this thing's something else. Sometimes I look up and my AI puts up my hand. I'm like, I didn't put up my hand. Anyway. Okay. Okay. Laverne does have a question. Okay, so I think that'll be the last question here. Laverne, can you share who has had the greatest positive impact on your success and what made that relationship so valuable? Ooh, that's a good question. Who has had the
question? Oh my goodness, my good friend Laverne, amazing question.
Yes.
And I'm going to have to highlight right here the one and only Mr. Eric F. King. Listen, this man is so generous. If you don't know Eric, you are missing the gold, the treasure, the jewels. I'm telling you, it's all right here. When I met him because I took his class. I'd already been in the industry many, many years. So people think, oh, well, once you get to a certain point, you stop taking sales classes. I respectfully disagree. So I went to his class and we had a lot of fun. And afterwards, he's like, you know what, Leah, I have an idea, but it's probably not going to work. I said, you know what, try me out. He said, I want to do an event 7:00 Eastern time, but that means it's 4 a.m. your time. I said, you know what, I can't do that every day, but I can do it one day a week. And that's where we started. And we started, but he kind of tricked me though, because it was like an audio and now we're like have to be camera and everything. But what I'm saying is he's somebody that looks for value. How can he bring value? He doesn't just say it, he actually does it. He pours into others, he highlights them. So who are you highlighting? Who are you opening doors for? Who do you see greatness in and start to pour into them? So Mr. Eric F. King, thank you so much. You are the king of collaboration. And I don't say that just to say it. I genuinely mean that because he does it. He just talked to you about it right now. He loves collaborating and watching other people collaborate. And we know collaboration is a new currency. How do you answer this incredible question, Godfather?
So I'll build on exactly everything you said. And look, for me, I think the coaches I've been lucky to work with are the ones who probably changed my trajectory the most. Eric, Eric, is my sales coach. I did it when I did Eric's sales coach, compassionate closing sales program all those years ago. I never knew what I didn't know, and so it's amazing when you can learn very quickly. And there's simple steps. And again, I think sales, from Eric's perspective, is what we talked about today. It's about relationships. It's about relationships, right? And all the things we've shared today. So, Eric, I will thank you too. But I'll say my mindset coach has been equally handy, really. Because I think in business, which is the reason why, it's friends you need more than professionals at times. Is the little things that really matter, right? The little things It's little nagging feelings and nagging fears. Whether that's in sales or in business, there's those little things that you don't know what you don't know until you know, right? And so having real good friends who are very good at what they do, who speak honestly to you, and who have their own solutions. That's where Eric comes into all of this. I will thank you, Mr. Eric, for being who you are.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So this is a hard question. It's a hard question for me because I've had several mentors in my life, right? And I've paid a lot of people to help me build my business, right? I paid a guy to help me to do videos. He had a 30-day video challenge, so I had to do videos for 30 days, right? I paid a lady to help me with online marketing. She started on LinkedIn, and then we did it, and then she helped me with my books. I mean, I paid a couple to help me create courses, right? So there are a lot of people, right? But what's funny? Sometimes it's the first person that makes a big impact. I saw a lady on LinkedIn like 10 years ago named Gloria McDonald. And this lady, she would teach you how to connect with people and how to create an ebook for your offer, right? And it was $47. It wasn't even a lot of money. It was $47. So I said, okay, I'll try it out. And she got me into the world of online marketing. She got, like, I was a speaker and all of that, but she got me into the world of online marketing. And I learned a lot from her, right? She's just one of them. Myron Golden, another guy that I joined his mastermind in Florida. He's very expensive, but I learned a lot from him too about masterminds and building communities, right? So it's hard for me to just pinpoint one person, but I will say that I've learned from several people in several areas. And let me just say this: I've learned from people who people would say are my subordinates, right? The guy that does my video editing, I've learned a lot from him. He's like a 20-year-old kid, right? I've learned a lot from him, right? A lot from him, right? So you can learn from anybody. You can learn from anybody, right? So yeah, just keep an open mind. But that's a great question, a great question. All right, so I think we're going to be wrapping it up. Alexis, we see you. Thank you. She says, great topic. We appreciate you. All right, we appreciate you. Okay, so another great day, another great topic. Again, make sure you share this with the people that are not here today. Okay, share this. Go to your LinkedIn. Just reshare or repost, whatever they call it. Send it through your Facebook, your Instagram, wherever. Even your email list. Send it out so people can see this and more people can hear our message. We've been here over 2 years now. 2 years. We do this consistently. Go ahead, Dahlia.
Yeah, I don't want to end without highlighting one of our good friends from across the pond, Miss Coral Conaberry. She is, if you want to know how to bring value, follow her, like her. Look, she is the same way. I've seen her do this for years. She shows up with energy. She's constantly bringing value in the comments. She connects. She sent me a referral for my Wealthy Wednesday. Listen, be like Coral. That's what I'm going to say. That's the word of the day. Okay, Mr. Eric, thank you.
All right. They used to be an ad called "Be Like Mike," but now it's "Be Like Coral." And by the way, Coral has been to every single one of our events for those 2 years, including the first one where she was the only one. She was the only one. I think the third one, she was the only one, right? So we appreciate her. That's why she's my personal assistant. People say, why don't you get a personal assistant in America? Why do you have to go all the way to London, England? Well, because, hey, if the best is in London, England, that's where you go. That's where you go. right. So yes, thank you, Carl. She does a great job. She sent me a referral too just a couple of days ago. A guy like yesterday. So she's an epitome of the kind of person that knows how to build relationships. That's for sure. She knows how to build relationships. So great way to end. Great way to end. All right, folks. So definitely share this with everybody, and we'll be here again, same time, same place, Monday, 7 a.m. Eastern time. It has been a pleasing pleasure as well as a privilege to be here with you today. And I wish everybody a happy Monday, a happy week, a happy month, and a happy rest of the year. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone. Bye, everyone.